maybe before we dive in to what happened, sorry if I cough. Before we dive in specifically to what happened, do you think, I mean, there was clearly a lot of money in this thing, right? A lot of money apparently from the institutional side, crypto hedge funds, it seemed like predominantly. I don't know about how many traditional hedge funds really had money in there. But a lot of the big crypto entities had a lot of money in there, but also a lot of retail had money in there. Do you think that, even both sides, let's say, do you think that they had really done any kind of due diligence on like this at all, like algorithmic stablecoins at all, or the risks involved? Or do you think like retail specifically, maybe like they just viewed it as a savings account and they were like, well, this is a relatively safe savings account where I can earn 20% yield as opposed to keeping it in real dollars in my bank, my FDIC insured bank, where I get like, what is it, like 0.025%? I don't even know. It's like,
I think, I got an offer yesterday for 0.5% because rates are going up, and they're like, congrats, we can offer you 0.5%. And I was like, please get off of my screen. I think that's a great question. Yeah. And I think that the answer is no, right? Like, no one was really doing due diligence on this, especially on the retail side. Even on the institutional side, right? Like, a lot of big token issuers, like, I'm not going to name names for the sake of your podcast, but even like a lot of your competitors were using anchor yield to kind of juice margins and like offer retail accounts on their platform, right? So this is kind of the extent to which it was proliferated. Like, there were major crypto funds offering, anchor specific ETFs towards people that didn't want to like onboard on chain. And, as a heavy crypto Twitter user, as I know like you are as well, Adam, I'm sure you saw a lot of posts about how the UST and LUNA mechanism works in an up market, right? UST gets minted, LUNA gets burned effectively, and that creates upward pressure on LUNA as long as UST is growing. So that creates this incentive to get as much UST into circulation as possible to boost prices, right? And so the way that they were doing that was through aggressive subsidies, but rather than having them put into a system where the tokens are actually getting used across crypto, like actually being used to transact, being used in liquidity pairs, all of these various means which we have seen for stablecoins, instead, their sole purpose was being used in this bank account, right? So 70% of UST in circulation was in Anchor. And when you kind of think about it, Anchor is entirely subsidized, right? So people are in Anchor for the 20% yield, not necessarily for anything specific to LUNA. And so conversely, if yield dropped, if it stopped getting subsidized, if something happened to UST, there isn't really anything sticky actually keeping people in the system, right? Mm-hmm. So the counterfactual is then, okay, if UST is not getting minted, but is instead getting burned or sold or off, what is that going to do to LUNA price pressure? And we saw exactly what it does. If that portion of LUNA that is backed by confidence, if that confidence evaporates for whatever reason, then what we will see instead is a death spiral. And that's exactly what happened.